Meredith Spencer here with your Sunday Stroll, and I am at the Mary Heaton Force house. It's actually Friday, 4th of July. I wanted to be here so that I could bring you on Sunday this amazing show that Jean Tartaglia has put together along with Ken Folt and probably some Art Society. Now, Mary Heaton Force House has done an amazing job over these years showcasing writers, artists, singers, I mean the whole kit and caboodle, really important institution now in Provincetown. But they have not done until today, until this month, probably celebrating the other biggest institution outside of the Provincetown Art Association, and that is the Beachcombers. The Beachcombers. Now, if you don't know Provincetown history, you might not know the name, but the Beachcombers, that name is bandied about quite a bit. He was a beachcomber, he was a beachcomber, everyone was a beachcomber. Well, the fact is, the Beachcombers was a social club that started back in 1916, and it was, at that point, it still is, a men's only club, but it was a group of artists and musicians and actors, and it became this amazing creative social club. People got together, and it formed 1916, the same time as Provincetown Players did, so there was a lot going on for creative support at that time, and everybody who's anybody basically became a beachcomber. So Mary Heaton Force House is now filled with art by artists who are all beachcombers, from the big boys to the more recent people, Charles Hawthorne's and Lindenmuth and Moffats and all these people, to more recent people. We actually have a selection of Arthur Cohen's in here. Jean went to the house with me and picked out a great selection of pieces by Arthur Cohen. They're on the website, so you can check those out specifically. I am going to show you a little tour here, all pieces together, just so you can see some of the pieces, and I can actually show you the Mary Heaton Force house, which I don't think I've done on video yet. So before it gets busy, it's going to be really chaotic here soon. I want to give you that tour, and then I want to stay tuned because, there's stories of the Beachcomber. This is how it started. There's a great booklet that was printed out in the 40s or something. This is the definitive, how the Beachcomber started. But I have something even better. So, coming from Houghton Cranford Smith, I'm going to tell this story later. But did you know the Beachcombers were founded by a gay couple? I'm saying it. A gay couple. Yep. Fred Marvin and his partner, Francesco, that he brought from Italy, and they were together for 50 years. So let me tell you that story once we get through the tour. Hey, so here we are. I'm bringing us through the entrance of Mary Heaton Force House, and it's a cute, adorable entrance. So we've got these lovely Sal del Deos here. We go over, and I'm not going to be able to show you everything because it's still a sort of living house. There are people who live here. There are fellows. There are other people. So you may have some noise in the background because, but I'm using my good old hearing aids as the sound on this. So some of these people I don't know, but there are beautiful paintings all over. Let's go see who this is. Is it signed? There it is, Charles Hines. I should have known that. And there we have, this is one of the Arthur Cohen's that Jean found in the house. It's just fantastic. Another Arthur Cohen there. Of course, our wonderful Todd Lindemus. This amazing room. Just look at this. They did such a fantastic job creating the original atmosphere. Back in the 14s, there's a beautiful Moffat. I mean, they're just gorgeous. There are rooms everywhere. I don't even know how many rooms. There must be like 10 bedrooms in this place. So if you haven't seen this place, you got to make sure, you're fine. Totally fine. This is very casual. Just giving people a feel for the house. They have caterers in here getting ready for things. This is just the dining room here. We got a kitchen back there. We got more bedrooms up there. We got bedrooms upstairs. Look at that wall. There's our Arthur Cohen wall. Again, Jean just did a great job. He found these babies, and they're pieces that I've been through that Cohen house, I don't know how many times, 30 times? and he found these. Very happy for him. So I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to go upstairs for a little bit because I just want to take you up these stairs. They're hysterical. There's another cone. Yep. So, ow! There, I just hit my head. So, if you've had a drink, do not come up these stairs or hold on tight. Look at these. Yep, they're nearly a ladder. So, all right, just another beautiful room. I mean, they did just such an incredible job. And then, of course, we got Ken Falk's house over there. It's Ken's job. And do we know where you are? And Angel Food over there. Great Billy Ball piece. Hey, how are you? Ooh, that's fun. I'm trying not to get in people's way. I knew that. Mervyn Jules. Sorry, I hope you're not getting too seasick. That looks like a Donald Witherstein over there, and that looks like a Ross Moffat, and there's another Todd Lindenmuth, and a Todd Lindenmuth, and Todd Lindenmuth. This is obviously the Todd Lindenmuth wall, and I should know, but I don't. Oh, no. Longley? Is it Rob Longley? I'm not sure. In any case, this just gives you an idea of the house. I don't want to go any further because they are getting ready and dressing and showering, but that is the scoop, just a little tour. Now I am going to give you a little scoop on the real foundation of the Beachcombers. I'm right here at the deck of the Beachcombers, and you know, I've been thinking about doing this stroll, and I knew that Houghton Cranford Smith wrote this autobiography, and I knew he had information there, a story about the start of the Beachcombers. So, of course, I'm looking at other information on the Beachcombers, and there's the standard story. There's always a standard story, right? Written by the straight white men. And just like, you know, Nordfeld had that first white line woodblock print, and then we find out that Blake Wilkinson had the earlier one, I find out through all this stuff that it's quite possible and likely that the Beachcombers, the idea was in part from a gay couple. How? Oscar Kieberg and Houghton Cranford Smith were classroom monitors for Charles Hawthorne, and two of Hawthorne's students, Lawrence Grant and Fred Marvin, went to Bermuda with Hawthorne, where he would go. Okay, so he's down in Bermuda. This would have been 1915, probably the year before Beachcombers started. Okay, so Fred Marvin had just been to Italy, and he, according to Houghton, Marvin had with him an Italian boy who was a sort of valet and all-man Friday. When I looked deeper, these gentlemen were together for 50 years. Chesco became known as totally, I mean, they were in love. They were partners. All right, so all these guys, so they're in Bermuda. They come back as a clan, having just been to Bermuda, and they decide they're going to have some suppers. Chesco's cooking. He's a good Italian cook. Fred Marvin has a house that's right next to the playground on Howland, and Houghton's there. George Chesney. Just a couple people, they're having dinners. They're having weekly dinners. Then another artist joins them, and then another. And at that dinner table, for their weekly dinners, they decide that they should have a social club.
I mean, if they
Chesco then was given part of Fred's house to have a restaurant, which he started in 1916 and ran through the 1930s. But here were these gay guys. I'm calling them gay. I'm just calling it flat out, right? They have to be. With the concept of the Beachcombers. And then we come 1916 and the formation of the Beachcombers. The official formation happens. And during 1916, that was also the foundation of Provincetown Players, and of course then the Beachcomber became this big social club and big macho man. So, one more story which is really disturbing that Houghton describes. Alright, so we have
the Beachcombers, the foundation. They're doing plays. They're doing all this sort of stuff. Ha, fun, 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 fun. All right. But Arthur Deal. Arthur Deal was in town at that time, and he was making an incredible amount of money painting, essentially for tourists. The artists did not appreciate that and thought he was whatever they would think he was. He would do things. He would have tricks of the trade. He would do all these interesting that were very catering to the tourists. And during one of the very first performances, or whatever I forget what they're called. I don't want to spend too much time. A minstrel show. They basically mocked Arthur Deal. They mocked him, right? Which is really nasty. Of course, he finds out and he's forever insulted. Hebert and somebody else, I think, Houghton, went and tried to apologize to him. And as a token of goodwill, they decided they were going to invite him to join the Beachcombers. And when he did, he came and they mocked him some more. They ran him out. How horrible is that? Anyway, so that's some scoop on the Beachcombers. It's going to be a great show at the Mary Heaton Bourse House, so make sure you go in and check it out. They're actually having fireworks here later, and that's going to be pretty cool. It's the first time the Beachcombers really been open to the public for a very long time. All right, so that was a very long stroll, but I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, Beachcombers, gay club, disco ball.